The other day, Mama got forced me to watch the D'Amelio show on Hulu.
He was like, "There's a Charlie D'Amelio show on Hulu," and I was like, "I know,"
don't know
and he was
why.
like, "We should watch it."
I didn't say that. I did say that, and then I watched like 2 episodes. I'm like, okay, I'm over it. And she's like, I actually like this show. I like Charlie. And actually, going through it, because I wanted to talk about it because it's important. Going through it, I learned something. I actually like Charlie D'Amelio. I think she's a good content creator, but I don't like Dixie D'Amelio because she's not a good content creator.
So just to like get into it a little bit, I think that
Dixie sucks.
I think we watched maybe 4 episodes of the D'Amelios. He maybe watched like 3 and then listened to it from another room.
I was taking a shit.
Yeah.
No.
And I was all in it because I know Quenlin's on it and I love Quenlin. So I wanted to see.
How do you spell Gwendolyn?
It's Quenlin,
E-N.
I think.
L-I-N. Blackwell?
Yeah.
Quenlin? This person.
Yes.
She likes this person a lot. This looks like a fucking...
She's from Vine, and she's a girl that's like, "Do you want some stew?" She's really funny.
Why is that funny? I'm just fucking with you. I'm sorry. I'm just busting your chops.
I know.
I'm sorry.
So I wanted to watch it for her, and so we started watching it. And he doesn't like. I always watch like shows growing up. He doesn't really watch. He's not like a Kardashian type of person.
Really quick, an show is like entertainment like the
like the cable channel.
Yeah, I figured people might not know that. I used to watch too.
Did you?
Yeah, like at 12 o'clock at night, they would put the Girls Gone Wild commercials on. And I used to
watch them on the Travel Channel.
And I used to look at those when I was a young kid, and I didn't know what to do. I just was a confused youngster, and I didn't know what to do with myself.
So I watched shows like Keeping Up with the Kardashians and stuff like that. So it was, similar to that. And we were watching it, and I think more than anything, like he said, like it made me like Charlie D'Amelio and actually like add value to her, like
as a content creator.
She talked about it on the show, and I feel like anyone who knows her has probably seen it. It's like, why is she famous? Like, what value does she have? Mm-hmm. And I think that the show kind of, at least in the 4 episodes, really did that for her.
Well, yeah, she would be like, yeah, I don't know why I'm famous. That was her reaction. She's like, yeah, it's just TikTok. She wants to be a dancer. She does dance training. I think she was actually in the dance class at her old school. And she actually is a professional dancer. Well, I wouldn't call her professional, but she's legitimately...
She does competitive dance.
Competitive dancer. She's trying to be talented. And she even makes a remark. She's like, TikTok's easy. It's just 15 seconds of a silly dance. But like, this is hard. I'm really trying a lot. And when people say, why are you a celebrity? She's like, yeah, I don't really know why. I got really lucky. I respect Charli D'Amelio. She knows who she is. And I do think that in this time, since the way... Listen, I think that she deserves to be famous. Only because, well, I don't think any TikToker deserves to be famous, myself included. But this is the new day and age of like micro celebrities, I'd call it. And so in this field, like, yeah, I think that she deserves it. She's humble. She's a normal person. My phone's pissing me off.
She seems very humble, like, and not even, when she says like, oh, like, I don't know, I'm just doing dances. That's not even the parts that like made me appreciate her or like what she does. Like, I thought that watching it, like she actually probably could be a good role model for young girls. And like she was just like, she valued family and friendship and like future and things that are important to her. Like one of the things she talked about was how like TikTok and what she's doing takes away from her true passion, which is the competitive dance and stuff like that.
I feel bad for her because she has real genuine friends back home, and she moved for job opportunities herself. But then she has these fake fucking friends on TikTok, and she's like, it's so sad because I forget who they are, but she makes a comment that kind of made me sad, where she's like, yeah, this is my friend. She's really different than me. She's really energetic, and I feel like sometimes it makes me come out of my comfort zone. And I know that sounds like a good thing if people mean it, but it sounds like she's doubling down on it because she has no other friends. So she's like, yeah, it makes me feel really good to come out of my comfort zone. Charlie's a normal person.
She's like, people think that I'm like rude and like just mean and like that they think that I think I'm above everyone because I'm quiet.
She's just
and
quiet.
There was one scene where she's sitting there with all like her friends and Dixie's friends, and Dixie points out in front of everyone that she has like these red marks all over her throat. I don't think you saw that.
I don't think I saw that.
And it's like, it was like a sign of like her like anxiety from a social situation.
Oh,
and, like,
so what, Charlie was scratching herself?
And
That's
Dixie
so
was like,
sad.
you have red all over your throat. And she's like...
Yeah, no, that's
She
it.
just seems like a really regular girl,
And
she
a good
gets
role model, you know?
yeah, and she feels like so much pressure on her, and it made me sad for her.
Yeah, no, me too. And I'm somebody who usually is like, "Oh, you're full of shit." I actually feel sad for Charlie. And her worst cancellations are like from fucking Trisha Paytas and a bunch of other toxic pieces of shit. That when they made this show, I don't know if you watched. I watched it. It was like a 20-minute thing. They had dinner with D'Amelios. It was a little bit, and as a little goof, they made her snails, and she was like, "Oh, I don't want snails." First of all, who the fuck wants to eat? I would eat a snail. But who the fuck really
I ain't
wants
eating snails.
Right, most people would say not going to eat a snail. Right? First off. Second off, apparently she has an actual eating disorder when she only really likes chicken nuggets and macaroni and cheese. And people shamed her for that, and because she said it would be really cool if I hit 100 million on the anniversary of my 1 million on TikTok. She didn't say, "Oh, I better hit 100 mil." She said, "Wouldn't it be cool?" It's crazy how much shit she gets.
Mm-hmm.
However, her sister, Dixie, I'm sure she's a nice person, but I don't like Dixie D'Amelio at all. She's only famous because of Charlie D'Amelio, and she's not humble at all. It's sad.
I mean, like, things that she was saying on the show make sense. Like, she was talking about how, like, if you got the opportunity to do what you wanted to do, like, why wouldn't you do it?
Yeah, for sure.
Which I agree with and, like, makes sense to me.
No, but she feels like from the way she portrays herself, I feel that she feels that she's entitled to success. Right? It's a new trend nowadays to do music when you're not a musician, right? Somebody will get famous for something random like TikTok, which is honestly low effort bullshit. And then they'll try to do music, and it's all auto-tune nonsense. I'm not trying to be an asshole. Bella Poarch is one of them. Like, she's not particularly talented. And Dixie as well. The difference is Dixie just is failing. And she's like, "I'm trying so hard. Nobody gives me the benefit of that." It's like, that's not how it's supposed to work. You're not supposed to get famous and then transition to music and ask people to be patient with you while you grow.
Mm-hmm. You're supposed to earn your...
You're supposed to be a musician that's good and then get famous from being a musician. Mm-hmm. So it's like, for you to tell people that they should give you like give me a chance, give me time, I need to learn. What do you need to learn? Like, what are you talking about? You were given an opportunity at life, and I remember she made a to do something that you're not even good at. Right? Honestly, my advice to Dixie, which her dad should say, is like, "Hey, go to college. Go to college or something."
You know, that's like, I think one of the biggest issues we had when watching this show is, and we were just talking about it with the other topic, is like the role of the parents in their kids' lives. And I think the dad at some point said something, or the mom, about, you know, like, when is the time like they get to be a kid? I wish someone would just say like, "Oh, you don't have to worry about this," and blah blah blah. And it's like, you're the person to do that. And they want to support their daughters as much as they can. And someone asked before, where are they from? They're from Connecticut. So once I learned that, their family almost made more sense to me, just because Connecticut is similar to Long Island. And so like, it made me like feel, you know, for like what their family dynamic might be and how they are. And I understand wanting to support your children, but it seems like, you know, Charlie was laying out all of these binders that have all of her jobs for the whole year in front of her, and she was like overwhelmed.
And it felt very performative from the mom when she was like, "Oh, when do they get time to be kids?" Bro, you're the parent. I understand trying to take hold of the success and ride it out, but there's ways. You don't have to jump into it. Like, you could have, I don't know. I feel like they should have just focused more on like dance and school and, you know, a little social media stuff here and there. They didn't have to go fucking crazy. Yeah, they're not bad parents. It's just like stupid. It felt kind of performative.
No, it's just like, you know, I watching the show, like, I saw the hurt from these girls, and to me it was things that they're being stressed about certain professional like work things at an age where like it's not necessary.
Yeah,
you know, I started working.
They're well off, and, you know what I mean?
I started working when I was 13, and I would work every summer. My mom would, you know, kind of get mad at me and always say like, "Are you sure you want to work?"
I think it's good for kids.
Like,
we bring back child labor.
Like, you're a kid, enjoy your summers. And like, I enjoy the work that I did like over summers, but like, part of me is like, oh, like, I miss that. You know, even I was talking to my friend, I go to his lake house every summer now, and we talked about how all my other friends started going there 5 years before I did.
Yeah.
And the reason why I never went is because I was always working.
Yeah, but I think kids here's the thing. It's so funny because I started working too when I was a kid, when I was like 12, 13 years old. I worked at my uncle's deli. And I feel like it was a positive thing. I feel like we need to bring back child labor, but not in an abusive way. There's a lot of regulation, like your kid can't work too much. I think it's great. But I think it's good for kids to work. And kids are usually, you know, well-intentioned. I think it's good to develop. I think it's good for children to work, but also not like the way she's working.
No, the way that
Like,
she's
fucking-
working, I find to be absurd. Like, I would never, ever do that myself.
Yeah, work like 10 hours a week. That sounds reasonable for kids, you know? So, anyway,
But overall, like, I would say watch the show
give
just
it an episode
because,
or two.
you know, like I said in the beginning, people question, like, why is she famous? Like, what is she good at? Like, what value does she have? I think you would come to like her as a person
Yeah, she's pretty
after
decent.
watching this, and she could be a good role model for girls,
For sure.
for any young person.
I agree.